had one of those colds last week. You know, the kind where everything just looks off. My skin was so dehydrated. I had circles under my eyes, and I really didn't feel like doing anything. Hi, I'm Kerry-Lou, and welcome to Silver Style Studio. You know how it is when you have a cold. You look in the mirror and you think, oh dear, maybe we should just hide the mirrors when we have colds. So if your skin ever looks as tired as you feel, this might really help. My skin was so dehydrated from the cold medication, it felt tight, a bit papery, and my under eyes looked much darker than usual. I didn't want to frighten people, so when I finally had to leave the house, I made a little effort and it changed everything. So this is me, tail end of a cold, still quite dried out. I wasn't doing my hair most days, just dragging it back like this, frizzy. No makeup, but I was doing moisturizer from time to time. But let me show you how I reset the moisture levels of my skin, and that really boosted my confidence, especially when I applied minimum makeup. Whenever my skin's been extra thirsty, after cleansing, I've always loved a moisturizing face mask. This is an oldie but a goodie for me. It's great as a quick rescue for stressed skin. No need to go out and get something special. Your normal moisturizer can be used as a mask. Just slather it on, thicker than normal, and let it get to work. Now, to make it more effective, you can lay down with a wet, warm cloth on your face for 10 minutes. The warm water is going to help moisturize, and those products are going to sink into your skin much more efficiently. Plus, it feels really good. Now, don't forget to hydrate from the inside too. During my cold, I always had the kettle on and was drinking concoctions of fresh ginger, honey, and lemon. After rinsing off the mask, I give a quick spray of skin toner. This one is alcohol-free and it's organic. I like that. What I found made a big difference in brightening my dull complexion was this serum. My facialist recommended it to me. Usually I go in for a facial about once a month, and every time I'm about to leave, Marjana, who does the best facials ever, says to me, is there anything else you need? Do you need some new products? And I always say no, because I'm all set with my tried and true skincare products. This time I decided to splurge on this. Every time she uses it, there's this immediate sensation that my skin is perking up. Plus it smells like fresh oranges. I really love it. I just press it into my skin and it feels so much better. Next, I used an extra hydrating moisturizer. This is a new skincare product for me. Show you how it looks. This gave my skin the moisture drink it was craving. Now, I will say some of these products are on the pricier side. I was lucky to be sent some of them. But the takeaway here is that you don't have to use these exact ones. It's really about using something more hydrating than usual, especially when your skin is depleted. So whatever fits your budget. This would not be good for oily skin, but if you're like me and you're dry, I think you'll like it. It's not the ideal product before makeup, so I've just been using it at night and around the house during the day, and that made all the difference. For today, I'll just blot this down, and I'm going to use my everyday moisturizer, which has an SPF 50, especially since I'm going outside today. Need that SPF. My skin is not used to the sun. I've been indoors all week. I've been using this one from Dermalogica for a long time. I think about 6 years now. Okay, I'll let that sink in while I apply just a little bit of eye cream. This one is good. It's from Dermalogica. I haven't used it for a while actually, but this one is very good for waking up your eyes. It's a gel as opposed to a cream. So I think it's going to help with my puffy eyes that always seems to come with a cold. Actually, I seem to have them all the time, but especially with a cold. So we'll let that sink in. Maybe I'll move on to my neck. I'm really going to treat myself good today. I'm still a big fan of Prey Beauty Neck Cream. It's an oldie, but a goodie for me. Oh, that feels so good. A good skincare routine is so restoring. I love giving my neck a nice massage. Ah, that's so good. If you do it downward a little bit, that's really going to help with lymphatic drainage. The skin on your neck can take a lot more moisture than your face. You don't have as many oil glands on your neck. Even if you don't have a cream formulated especially for your neck, make sure you use something. A body lotion's better than nothing. Okay, and here's where the magic started to happen. Once my skin started to feel better, everything I put on top just looked much better too. I started with the Do It All Sheer Tint Face Balm from IT Cosmetics. I didn't want anything too heavy. I'm just looking to even things out a bit. So I'm starting by just using my fingertips. I'm swirling it around and putting it where I need it most first. So I'm getting all my lines, all my wrinkles, all my redness. And oh, this is going on so much easier now that my face is really hydrated. That's why you don't want to just start putting makeup on top of your dry skin, because it just gives this appearance that everything's sitting on top. You're going to see that this looks seamless. Got some age spots here. Now, once I've put a good amount on with my fingertips, then I use my brush. I don't like to use my brush from the get-go, because your brush or your sponge or whatever you need, it's going to suck up a lot of your product. I wouldn't be surprised if you're using a brush all the time if, say, 35% of your product actually ended up in your brush. So my eyes still look very dark. My eyes seem to be the first thing that notices when I'm coming down with a cold. My mother used to be able to look at my eyes and tell me if I was sick or not. Now, sometimes that was not a good thing, because often I just wanted a sick note from school and I'd pretend that I was sick, but she would know the truth. Okay, concealer time, and I really need this. When PR sent me the face balm, I felt like I should really purchase the Do It All concealer myself. So here it is. This concealer has a soft, fuzzy applicator tip, and when you first start to use it, you have to click it many, many times. I'm sure I clicked it for about 100 times before the product started to come up and through. But that's only for the first time use. After that, it's only about 1 or 2 clicks per application. So let's check this out. The applicator tip is quite efficient, but maybe I should have had my brush handy. These cold meds are making me a little bit foggy, so I forgot to bring down my concealer brush that I like to use. So I'm just patting with my finger, but I kind of like using my finger. I think it gives a nice finish. Sometimes I get too reliant on my brushes. Sometimes using your fingers is nice. You should always use your ring finger so you don't press too much on your delicate eye skin. There, and let's make sure we really get into these parts of your eye, because that's when you get a little bit sunken in. When you have a cold, you get a little purplish or brownish sometimes, depending on the color of your skin. So I'm taking it right over my eyelid. Oh my goodness, that is making such a difference. That's great. I really like this. Maybe I'll just use it also on my age spots, like so. Oh, that's worked well on that one. You see, I'm feeling better already. It's true what they say. You look good, you feel better. Because my skin looked so sallow this week, I'm going to apply some bronzing drops. These ones are from Westman Atelier. They sent them to me. But there are so many on the market right now that you can find all different brands that have their own version of this. The reason I like these a lot was because there's no shimmer in it and it's not too dark, so it's not going to make me look like I have a fake tan. I'm just shaking them up. Now I'm going to use them directly onto my skin. I am putting a little bit on my hand first here, and then I'm just going to dot them around the perimeter of my face. I'm not going to get into any fancy contouring in this video. You see, they're not too dark. Sometimes people use this kind of thing like contours, and it's so dark, it makes it more difficult to blend out. This is nice and simple. And do you see what that's doing already? I'm going to add a little bit more. Now, if these are too dark for you, you can simply mix them with your moisturizer or your everyday foundation. Just tap it all around my face to add a little bit of a sunny glow. You see the difference? Okay, let's do this side. See, I am not being too particular. I actually added a lot more there than I did on the other side. Oh well, that's a good reason for having a brush handy. A good brush, you can blend, you can erase if you've done something wrong. I actually like using a little bit more. I think it makes me look healthier. So let's add a little bit more to this side too. Even up and add a little bit down here. Oh, I'm feeling better already. Now I need to get some color in these cheeks, so I'll use just a touch of cream blush. This is a very natural rosy color. You've probably seen me use it before. I've had this for a long time and it just doesn't seem to go down. It's a lip to cheek formula, and I'm going to apply a little to my lips too in a second. I think that's enough. Let me just blend it out with my brush. There. And like I said, don't be too fussy about where it goes. We're just after a healthy glow here. We're making up for what we don't have when we have a cold, which is, good oxygenization of the blood, good blood flow. This gives me a little bit of a flushed look. So I'm going to apply a little to my lips too. It's funny how lips can look kind of colorless when you're feeling under the weather. This puts that color back and it mimics a good blood flow. You could even use a rosy lipstick for this. You could use it for both cheeks and your lips. You don't have to go with the exact brands that I'm using. Now I'm just going to fill in my brows a bit. I'm not going to go too crazy with them, but this eyebrow is so much fuller than this one. Whoops, got a little bit of lint in there. So my main concern is that they look, if not like twins, at least like cousins, perhaps. I don't know. Well, we'll see what we can do. It's very important not to use anything too dark, especially when you're not feeling well, because if your skin's kind of pale and sallow and then you put something dark on your brows, it can look very harsh and not very flattering. So I think I've matched this one up a bit. I always have a little disposable mascara wand handy just to soften them up a bit more. You see, I didn't even touch this one yet, and now they're almost the same. But we'll pay a little attention to this one. Don't want it to feel left out, and then just finish off the end there. Beautiful. Ah, much better. So just a sweep of eyeshadow, This is a soft goldish tone, very simple, and it's going to bring back some life into my eyes. Something just light. I don't want to go too heavy here. My eyes have been dark enough this last week. Just blending it out with this soft brush makes life easier. You see the difference? Kind of brightens up the eyes. I'm going to skip eyeliner. I'm just going to curl the lashes to open up my eyes a bit, and minimal mascara. It's amazing the effect that just a little bit of curling does. I haven't applied mascara yet, and look how that opened up my tired looking eyes. Really helps a lot. So let's just apply a little bit of mascara, not too much, because again, it can be too harsh looking. That makes it look softer. Sometimes I like my eyes looking dramatic, of course, but we're only going to go to the supermarket and run some errands. I ran out of everything this week, so it's a good job I had a lot of food in the freezer. Whenever I cook something, I make double quantity and put it in the freezer, and then I have it for a time like this, so it worked out well. Now, looking at this, I feel like I need perkier lips. It kind of balances out with the eyes. I've done the eyes stronger, so now going back to the lips a little bit. And this is a great color, and it's very balmy. Now that did the trick. Wow, what a difference the right color lipstick makes, right? I like that one. Okay, I really like this look, but I have to do something with my hair. I wasn't planning on doing anything for my hair for this video. Oh my goodness, look how crazy this is. What I like to use normally on damp hair is a little hair balm, but I'm going to use it now. Don't hold your breath. This isn't going to be one of those like incredible transformations that you sometimes see, but I feel like my hair needed moisture too. So this is a nice hair balm. I'm rubbing it into all my frizzy bits, and I'm just going to put it in a simple bun, and maybe we'll pull down some little pieces. Gosh, it's getting so long. I think I'm due for a haircut. I washed it, when did I wash it? 2 days ago. I can usually go a couple of days without washing it. Sometimes I just re-wet it. I feel like curly hair is very forgiving. So I'm not going to leave it like that either. What I usually do is just kind of shape it a little bit. Oh, I could just leave a little ponytail, but I think I'm going to tuck it into a bun. I'm just using a couple of bobby pins like that. Pull out, you just have to tug around with your fingers a little bit. I don't often use a brush or a comb except for when I'm washing my hair. Look at these, look at these little flyaways. I think that's maybe the best we can do. I often have one of these little things in my makeup kit. It's Evian water spray. You might have seen me use this in the past. It's really handy for little things like this. Like, oh, my nose is running again. Oy, oy, oy. I don't want to take any cold meds though. Okay, pull these little bits down. Boing. Okay, crazy. Well, you know what? That will have to do, because I think it looks 100 times better than when I started this video, don't you? Take a look. Here's the before. Oh my God, it's the Crypt Keeper. And here's the after. Definitely a big improvement. And this is my get out the house quick and don't frighten the children look. I feel so much better now, and the interesting thing is, it wasn't about looking perfect. I just wanted to feel like myself again. So if your skin's feeling tired, dehydrated, or if you're just a bit run down, focus on hydration, keep everything light, and don't underestimate what a small effort can do for how you feel. I'll link what I used below if you're curious, but it's really about finding what works for you. And I'd love to know, what do you do when you need a little pick-me-up? So take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.